So we'll get going here, and I was voluntold to be a host, so I'm happy to take that role and kind of like walk us through this AMA. It's great to see everybody, and just want to thank everyone for participating. Obviously, this is great kind of step in the ecosystem growth for Kaspa, and we appreciate everyone's interest. So that's great. We've had many questions that have come in through the community chats and Discord and Telegram and on X and stuff. So what we've done is we've compiled and compressed some of these into the questions that we're going to ask today, and a number of us will participate in answering. And it's just going to be a listening X for now. Just so you know that this is obviously the first of many kind of communication channels and opportunities. So we won't answer all the questions in the world for today, but there's some really good questions here, and so we'll dive in. So just to give you an overview, some of the questions are going to kind of be in different categories. So obviously, what is KEF? What is the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation? What's all about the smart contract acceleration opportunity? What is Cplex? How you can be involved as a developer, as an investor, as a donor. All the different communication opportunities that will happen coming up, and how you can get the news. But let's start with discussing about KEF. So the community is curious, obviously, excited. What is the KEF mission? Like what's the mission vision? Why did you decide to start KEF, and what are the benefits to the community? Juwin.
Yeah, that I'm also excited as well, and really thank you for everyone's coming today. So for the KFs, the overall mission is actually to support the building of the Kaspa ecosystem. Given the ongoing mining of the Kaspa has reached 80% of the total supply now, and also with the reduction in production of around 5% per month, we believe it's necessary to accelerate the development of the Kaspa ecosystem to make it solid and sustainable. So we believe with a flourishing Kaspa ecosystem, it will help increase the hash rate and also keep the chain secure because more miners actually supporting it. And also miners will gain from the increased transaction activities and also holders enjoying the speculative gains. Investors found the opportunities in high quality projects, and merchants boosted the sales with the Kaspa's expanding influence, which also will help the common goal of the Kaspa is to be the daily used currency.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. So thanks for
Yeah.
covering that. It does cover the whole spectrum of what Kaspa is about. So we're excited to hear that. So what are your plans for future expanding the impact on Kaspa's future, the vision? We see you sponsoring events, which is awesome. We can talk about Hong Kong coming up in a week.
Yes.
What is your hope in supporting the marketing efforts of the Kaspa ecosystem?
Yeah, actually, I would say KEF shares the community's goals of improving Kaspa's ecosystem. That's for sure. And besides providing the funds, KEF will also incubate projects and support major Kaspa events to promote its influence. For the instance, like just Shell said, the upcoming Hong Kong Web3 Festival, which will really happening soon. So I'm personally very excited to it, and also excited to see all the Caspians there. And this will serve as the prime example, and later we'll have more. So we believe such events will raise the awareness about the Kaspa and also expands its community reach. And additionally, KF plans to host for example, the hackathon and the similar events to attract and educate more developers come and to build on the Kaspa. So fostering perpetual perspectives ecosystem, and also KF welcome institutions, venture capitals, and the talented individual and teams to join force and leverage their resources and together to build the Kaspa better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So just to reiterate some of those things at the end there, just to host hackathons, similar events, and attract other developers to build on Caspa. And really, I think the comment you said, fostering a prosperous ecosystem. I mean, that's the goal that we're all part of, and we're all doing it in different ways. But KEF is doing it in their way. So thanks for that. How does KEF plan to maintain transparency in its financial operations and ensure clear tracking of display of finances? So this is a community question. How is the generation of profits and allocation of these profits handled?
Yeah, actually, I quite see a lot of questions regarding today's kind of topic. So yeah, so actually KF funds originated from various investment institutions. So therefore, current financial operations are disclosed to these fund institutions. But however, if later KF funds are generated from the community, such as through the crowdfunding, the transparent financial operation files will definitely be disclosed to the community as well, for sure. And regarding to the profit allocation, so you did know, like in the website as well, showing 20% of the profit will be distributed to the community funds for further development in various aspects, such as the dev funds and also the CMF for the marketing. And the rest 70% of the KF profit will be distributed to the investment institutions. This allocation is based on their provisions of funds, and which also are alternatively utilized to build the KF ecosystem. Yeah. So this profit is only realized when the incubated project becomes profitable. And additionally, the remaining 10% will be distributed to the board members and also the advisors. So the 20% contribution directly to the community, and the other aspects ensuring the balanced approach to the development of the whole Kaspa. So board members oversees the incubation and other decisions to ensure the alignment with the Kaspa goals, and also the allocation of 17% to the investment and the partnership reflects the, I would say, importance of these stakeholders in providing the essential resources for the ecosystem development, as we could, I would say, leverage their resources and funds to strengthen the Kaspa ecosystem. So this openness to collaborations foster a positive loop wherein more resources from the institutions leads to increased participations in the ecosystem building directly, and resulting greater prosperity. So it's quite important also to know that KF does not guarantee the profitability. Profits are generated when the incubated projects succeed and are profitable. So this will reinforcing the ecosystem's growth and the sustainability. So therefore, also making the primary focus on ensuring the thriving of the ecosystem. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, the thriving of the ecosystem. Again, this is something we're all excited about. So you kind of answered it briefly, but one of the questions was about the position of OKX Ventures and seed funding from Ice River Ventures. So just a basic question about those specifically.
Yeah, so actually, because due to the confidential agreements, those things are not able to revealed right now, but they will be disclosed when the time comes later. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the legal implications of establishing KEF? How does the chosen jurisdiction support its operation and objectives, especially regarding tax laws and cryptocurrency regulations? And other good questions from our community.
Yes, I noticed that, and yeah, people are actually really concerned about the legal stuff, and so do we. And we actually this is actually taking like consideration. We will take other foundations as references, and also we'll also consider some crypto friendly region such as BIY, the British Virgin Island, and also the Cayman Islands as well, like those place for the region crypto friendly regions. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Yeah,
And just,
thank
I
you.
guess, just to add to that too, I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
is the very start of the KEF,
Yes,
so not
exactly.
everything is, totally in place, but you guys have done a lot of research as this has been going on for months and months. So,
Exactly.
so there was a question here about fairness and decentralization concern from the community. So that some people asked, how does KEF navigate the delicate balance between profitability and community interests within the Kaspa ecosystem? Specifically, how are KEF projects treated in terms of resource allocation and access compared to competitor projects? Additionally, what mechanisms are in place to ensure fairness, transparency, and community involvement in funding, development, and decision-making process while maintaining the principles of openness and decentralization? Wow, that was a great question. I think Wolfie, you could take this
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Sure. Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for inviting me. This is super exciting. Before I answer that question, I just wanted to sort of uh, sort of
I
explain to
lost
some
a
people who
second, so
may
I
have,
can hear
you know,
Wolfie talking.
can you hear me? No. Am I good, guys, or no?
Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah. So things that bug me here. This is we're gonna have a little break here. A little. This is like my 60-second rant time. Things that bug me are like played out buzzwords. Okay. So when people hear ecosystem, including me, I'm like, what is ecosystem? People always say ecosystem. What is that, right? So here's what it means, especially as it applies to Caspa. When Jonathan had his vision for this breakthrough technology block DAG back in before 2018, but it began to be worked on in 2018, and he wrote a paper about digital silver and it should be a peer-to-peer currency, right? And that's what it started out as an idea. However, during the time from then until now, it's become apparent to himself and several other people that such a great network should have other things that you can do on it, right? So everyone knows about NFTs, people know about DeFi and smart contracts and inscriptions and all of those sort of things. So what the KEF does is it's helping to make sure those things happen quicker than if just, a guy pops up over here that's a developer and wants to help kind of figure it out, and a guy pops up over there and he wants to try doing this or that. So what KEF is going to do is like pay for and get that stuff going like on the fast track, which is super cool. Because another big giant question from our vibrant community around the world is always when tier one exchanges and all of that stuff, right? So what those guys care about, the super big boys, the largest players in the industry for exchanges, etc., they want new users and they want transactions. So they want action on the network. So right now, as just a form of payment, it's super cool that I can send some Caspa to Bubblegum or Rhubarb or Junwen, and they can send it to someone else in 10 seconds. But there's a lot more that we can do by harnessing the incredible technology of the Caspa network. So that's what KEF is going to do. That being said, here is the statement on the fairness, openness, and decentralization of KEF. So KEF is more than just a joint venture or fund of funds. It is an institution dedicated to accelerating ecosystem development. It acts as a catalyst, advancing the community's efforts by providing and integrating resources to expedite progress. KEF's role is firmly rooted in supporting the community, ensuring alignment with CASPA's original goals. KEF operates without power or rights. Instead, it carries the responsibility of accelerating CASPA's ecosystem development. The presence of Rhubarb and myself as board members ensures that decisions align with community goals and prioritize the well-being of the Kaspa ecosystem. Decisions are made by board members to consider whether a new project is beneficial for the CAS ecosystem and also if the new project's team is reliable for long-term sustainability. There are no KEF projects. All projects come from the community's selection. The selection process involves balancing nonprofit and profit-driven initiatives. Projects like smart contracts and Cplex, which are open source and nonprofit, are deemed beneficial for Kaspa's development. Additionally, profit-driven projects are selected with an eye toward long-term sustainability, with board members ensuring the reliability of project teams. KEF will foster a fair environment where anyone can contribute to Kaspa's development. It provides educational and technical support through events like hackathons and ensures developers have the resources needed to thrive. There are no special privileges or treatments for projects. KEF's goal is to cultivate a diverse and thriving ecosystem. In cases of competition between projects, KEF may consider incubating both and view the competition as a good sign to foster a thriving and prosperous ecosystem.
Well said. Any other comments on that, Wolfie, or you're good?
I'm good.
I think that answers it.
Yeah.
So let's move on here, and we'll carry on. So what about smart contracts? So what is the role of KEF in developing of smart contracts? And this was a big one everyone's talking about. And what is the benefit that KEF will obtain? So Bubblegum, I think you're on for this one.
Yo, good morning again from Northeast US. So the CAF's role is going to be to provide funds, and as Wolfie said, it's like an accelerator. So think of it as, where they're accelerating the development of smart contracts. So they're going to provide funds to accelerate the development of smart contracts, and the fund will be sent to a smart fund or smart contract fund address, which is overseen by Jonathan. Now, he's in charge of all the development, including research and recruitment and whatnot. The KEF has no responsibilities or involvement in building it. What they're doing is really accelerating it for Jonathan, to enable Jonathan to build it and give him some extra resources and manpower and whatever they can, whatever the funds can do to accelerate the process. By accelerating the smart contract development, the foundation first is to help the community build an ecosystem and later hopefully be profitable from incubating such projects to stem from the smart contracts.
Cool. So another question just following up is Jonathan involved with KEF? And if so, can you specify his role and how it aligns with the development of his smart contract ideas?
No, he's actually not involved with the KEF, but he does oversee the smart contract development. So by overseeing it, like he's going to have this team and plan that's going to be, developing smart contracts, and the KEF will be contributing. The smart contract is to be open source and everyone to be able to have access and use.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So what about the status? So there was a little confusion about phasing and what phase we're in right now. So what's the status of smart contract development?
Yeah, so there are some questions on the phasing. On the KEF site, it's in development, which can be like a different definition of where development's at and whatnot. But it is actually in a planning phase. So Jonathan, I actually got a hold of him yesterday and I did some talking with him. Jonathan's planning to form an open source project around migrating ZKVM to CAS, which is Zero Knowledge Virtual Machine. And this implies selecting open source like VKM projects with permissive open source licensing and implementing a ZKP verifier opcode. This will actually give CAS the ability to run smart contracts. Now, this I see a question that was, could it support 100 BPS? And yes, whatever's going to be incorporated now is intended to run at 100 BPS later. As far as could it be tested, I am Not sure what exactly that question means, but it's in a planning phase. So I don't think there's going to be any sort of testing right now. And yeah, I think I covered that.
Yeah, great. So another question, I think this might be for Junwin. One of the other projects that are listed on the website is Csplex. So what is Csplex? Is Csplex related to smart contracts? Will Csplex allow for easy minting of tokens with little to no coding experience? These are the questions from the community. I'll just pass it over to Junwin. What is Csplex?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, actually, we do notice that lots of people is talking about like Casplex. Actually, Casplex is an open source protocol. It will have its own. Like I also heard like here see people will ask if they have the own token or not. The answer will be no. So it's only the protocol. So it will not have its own token. Of course, and but it allows the people to build on top of it. So I don't know like how many people would know about like the inscription on BTC, but it will be like same as the ORDI or SATs or RATs, those tokens. So with Casplex, people can deploy, mint, and issue their tokens, and even able to create inscription decks for the token trading. So you know, like the Tether, the USDT. So it actually was originally issued on the OMI protocol. So this it actually sharing the similar technology of Casplex. So which means like stable coins is also on the one of the roadmaps of the Casplex can bring to us. Yeah, and the more over the Casplex is I would say fully compatible with the smart contract. So later, even the smart contract comes out, it also can be actually coexist because they share like this different narratives, just like the Ethereum, and they actually have and other chains. They both have the smart contract and also the inscription together. So I also see know that there's a question that ask about will the Casplex allowed for easy mining of tokens with little to no coding experience? The answer is no, since Casplex is only a protocol, so it needs people to build on top of it. But KF or the KEF could actually incubate or support such protocols that build to actually help everyone to easily mint tokens without any coding experience. So I think that's it. I would say I couldn't tell too much about it, but the protocol team is about to meet us for testing to the community as well at the end of the April, I think. Yeah. So I believe they will provide more comprehensive info by that time. So let's stay tuned.
Great. Thank you, Junwin. And then, so let's talk about involvement. So that we obviously a lot of the questions and answers have included some things and people that have been involved and the core teams and us and others. What's the process for an ecosystem project to apply for funding or grants? Just share a little bit about getting involved in those two levels of involvement that are on the website.
Yeah, actually, for the people who are interested in looking for the grants or the builders or any like the investor or any like the I would say business partnership they would like to seek. So people can actually just go to the website, and at the bottom of it, they will have two forms. One is for the builder, one is for the business partnership. So people can fill these forms out, and we could actually just reach out later. And also, if you have any like suggestion and concern for like KF, so just feel free to email at kf@kaspa.org. Yeah.
Great. And then just about communication, we talked about briefly at the beginning, but will there be regular updates, possibly through social media like Twitter, about ongoing projects and developments within the KEF and the Kaspa ecosystem?
Yeah, actually, KF will post any like progress and the latest updates to the new articles or on the Twitters. So just please remember to follow the KF Twitter and just see the latest update there.
Great. I think we went through, most of the questions. Obviously, we couldn't answer all, and we did a little bit of curation. But of those of us that are speaking, is there anything else that you'd like to add or iterate or ask?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, guys. So just as a person that's been with Kaspa since it was 2 weeks old, and having been through the crowd funds,
almost covered the major questions from the community.
Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
So
so anyway, yeah. So being with it for almost its entire life of the mainnet, the crowdfunding and individuals contributing their own funds as a person got us a long way. But now we're at the next stage of existence where we have entities, corporations, and large players that want to help put in some money to get things really cooking. So that's really exciting to me. It's kind of like the cavalry shows up, and the relief team is here, and now it's not such a burden on the community anymore to fund things. Now we have some big boys showing up, and just the ones you heard of are the guys who already have committed and that can mention it. But there's some other there's a really big fish that I've been talking to who's interested. They can't announce it yet. There's some stuff behind the scenes going on. So there's other more ones that want to play in this game, and it's not just the two. It's not relegated to it's not confined to only being the Ice River and OKX forever. There will be likely more players that want to get engaged and increase the size of this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like I said, it's always open for more people to actually join us and to leverage the resources and really make the community stronger and actually have more power. That will be awesome.
Great. Well, if you do have any other questions, obviously you can feel free to email KEF. And obviously when channels start popping up, there'll be some interactions there. And, we'll keep the comm channels open on our own Discord and Telegram for those that want to continue the discussion. But, great job, Jinwin. And we just want to thank the KEF organizers and original crew there. And as Wolfie said, more people are pouring in. I've since the announcement, I think every day I've had some sort of developer or somebody say, how can I get involved? And so that's great. We're really excited to see that reaction. Anybody else on the crew here that want to share before we close this up?
Yeah, actually, I want to also mention about our Hong Kong events.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just say later we would have more information will be reviewed, and we are super excited for it. And maybe.
Yeah, if for those that don't know, there's a lot of people on the channel here, but if you haven't followed socials, Kaspa's first big event, big conference, Web3 conference, is happening in April in Hong Kong, June 6 to 9. And myself is coming over, and also Luke from Australia. We have ambassadors from Japan, from France, from Hong Kong and China, and other sorted friends coming in to the event. We have a booth, and Jinwin has put together amazing hopping party that's happening on the 8th. So we're hoping to host a big Kaspa meetup as well. So if you are attending, please know you can come and see us at I think our booth is B16. Jinwin, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
B16.
and then you can find out more information about the meetup. But Shai is also coming, huge. He's going to be doing a side stage keynote, as well as a couple us will be sharing within the meetup. So really excited to see everybody, see the team and ambassadors and some of these new friends with the KEF development. So yeah, follow along. There'll be lots of photos and videos and podcasts and stuff coming out of the Hong Kong event. And this is just one of, I think, 5 or 6 events that are happening this year alone. So stay tuned for more events happening around the globe.
Yes, and they're really excited to it. So
super.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll I guess we'll close it off for now, knowing that this is not the last and only, and we'll look forward to new XSpaces and AMAs and other things coming from the KEF development. So congratulations on the launch, Junwin and your team, and we're happy to support that.
Yeah, also let's actually make Kaspa better. So just see you on the Hong Kong.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right.
Thank you for everyone's time.
Sure. Thanks, guys. Good job.
Hey, thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah,
Have a good one, everyone. Taco Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
Take care. Bye now.
Awesome. Bye-bye.